no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
And now let's get ready to cover our last play-in game for the tournament before the big shebanga bang goes down. And this is also going down in the Dayton Arena at 9:10 Eastern Standard Time on March 16th, this Wednesday. Notre Dame Fighting Irish out of the ACC. They're sitting at 22-10 on the year, 17-15 against the spread, while the Rutgers Scarlet Knights are 18-13 on the year, 14-17 against the spread. This line opened up in favor of Notre Dame -1. That line has not moved. And the total opened up at 132, and that line hasn't moved as well. Injury reports right now, we know Notre Dame Taylor, he is out indefinitely for academics, and Agee, he's been out for personal reasons. During the tournament, Notre Dame lost to Virginia Tech, the ACC champions, 87-80. While the Rutgers, they lost to the Big Ten champions, 84-74 versus Iowa. Get to these actual factors. Notre Dame, they are 14-6 against the spread in the last 20 games. The overs hit 7 out of the last 8. They are 15-5 straight up in the last 20 games. 4-13 against the spread in the last 17 games against Rutgers. 9-2 straight up in the last 11 games against Rutgers. The overs hit 4 out of the last 5 games this season. They're 0-7 straight up in the last 7 games against a Big Ten conference opponent. The overs also hit 6 out of the last 7 games played in the month of March. 8-1 straight up in the last 9 games played on a Wednesday. Rutgers' actual factors, they are 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games. The unders hit 4 out of the last 5. They are 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games. The unders also hit 6 out of the last 9 games against Notre Dame. The unders also hit 5 out of the last 7. They are 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games against an ACC conference opponent. 6-1 straight up in the last 9 games on a Wednesday. They are 9-2 against the spread when playing as an underdog in the last 11 games. So, our last playing game, Notre Dame taking on Rutgers. Marley, what's your play?
I'm on the Fighting Irish, man. I like this Rutgers team. I've been following them for like the last 2 years. Around Harper Jr., 15 points a game. They're a really tough-minded team. They play some good defense, but I think toward like the middle end of the season, they kind of hit a stride, and then toward the end of the season, they just weren't playing the best basketball. I don't know if they ran out of gas. Notre Dame's kind of been Notre Dame the whole season. They've been kind of like in the middle. They haven't been really hot, but they haven't been really cold. I think they're the better team. They can drop the ball in the bucket. You got Wesley. He's the leading scorer, 14.5 points a game. I just think Notre Dame is the better team, and they're definitely the more consistent team. That's one problem I do have with Rutgers. They're so hot and so cold. You don't never know really what you're going to get with them. Whereas I think Notre Dame, kind of 22-10 on the season. Like I said, I think they've been fairly steady. They lost to the eventual champs. They 7-3 in the last 10 games. And 5-1 as the favorite, 6-4 ATS. So I'm going to go with Notre Dame here. I would lean over if we're talking about the total. Notre Dame tend to score a lot of points. But just for the victory here, I'm going to take Notre Dame on the money line.
On the money line?
Yeah, and we're not doing no -1. I'm not fucking with that shit.
All right, Marley likes Notre Dame on the money line. I'm going to have to go the other way, bro. And the only reason is because every time I have betted against Rutgers, I have got my ass popped. But it's primarily been when they were at the home, when they're at the crib.
So let me say this.
Go ahead.
Notre Dame is my lock of the day.
Okay. All right. Let me put Notre Dame as the lock of the day. So he's trying to flex. I love when Marley flexes on.
I know that. That's why I wanted to give you confidence. That's why I did that. I wanted to give you confidence.
Yeah,
like what I'm talking about. And Notre Dame's not my team. I actually hate Notre Dame.
I know. I was surprising, but I love it.
I'm not a believer in Rutgers.
Then that's how you sound just like me for majority of the season. I sounded just like first thought was Rutgers, but I think Notre Dame easy. Yeah, I mean, we.
I agree with you.
I'm not betting against Rutgers anymore. Not in these type of games. When they start playing some dogs, I mean, even then they like to play up. They're a real grind out team, man.
Notre Dame when I think Notre Dame basketball team this season, I just think
it's fundamental.
Yep.
Fundamental, consistency.
And consistency, but just consistency. They're going to be. They're like Go ahead.
Let's get the third pass in.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I even like, like I said, you got Wesley, you got Addison Jr. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He damn near a walking double senior, 12.7 rebounds. I just feel like they're the better team. Rutgers may be the more tougher team, maybe even more defensive-minded, physical team, but I just think talent-wise, Notre Dame is the better overall team when it comes to talent. I agree with Will, though. I agree exactly what Will said. First thought, because when I first saw the matchup, I was like, okay, Rutgers. But once I looked at it, I was like, I think I like Notre Dame, and I think it should be fairly easy.
Yeah, well, every time I bet it against Notre Dame, I won. So, and every time I bet it against Rutgers, I lost. So I'm gonna stick to what's been working and obviously, and I'm gonna ride with Rutgers on this one, man. So. This is a good way to start off the show that the Big Ten is very competitive, which is one of the reasons why we struggled towards the tail end of the season with that.
I think they was just trying to get niggas in the tournament and they was fucking us.
Yeah, well, here's a chance. Here's a chance now. So
we about to see.
Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. I am the coach. This is Marley Bets. We will be cutting up these videos.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.